Hi guys, welcome to Daddy and the Don. The Daddy's currently away on holiday, so the Don will be doing all introductions, including the Prem predictions. Week 36. So let's hear everyone and all their favourite backing predictions. Obviously the Don doesn't do that. The Don does never favourite back. He has imagination. Anyway, here's all the 10 pundits, including myself, with their predictions for Week 36 Premier League matchups.
Brentford v Southampton. Finally, I get a Brentford game to predict. So both teams are currently on 40 points and are looking for a strong finish to the season. Both teams suffered defeats, with Southampton at home to Palace, and Monday night Brentford lost 3-0 to Man United. I wasn't completely surprised by that, but I was expecting us to at least give them a good game, and well, we did, but I was expecting us to score at least. So both teams need to bounce back here, and they need at least another win to feel safe. Obviously, I'm going to back my team here. I reckon we're at home. I reckon we're going to win 2-1. Come on, Brentford.
Burnley versus Aston Villa. Well, this game is quite an interesting one, really. Who would have given Burnley a prayer when they sacked Sean Dyche a month ago of staying in the Premier League? But somehow they've turned things around with a decent run of 3 wins and a draw in the last 4 games. Aston Villa, on the other hand, well, they returned to winning ways last week with a 2-0 win over Norwich to send Norwich down. Their form has been pretty poor just recently. Just that last win was the first time in quite a few games. They'd previously lost 3 games and 1 draw out of their last 5. Aston Villa, well then, I think with a return to winning ways last week, that should give them the confidence to go to Turf Moor and do the business. I think Villa should just about nick this. Burnley, although coming from behind, beating Watford last time out, I think they're going to find the run in quite tough. And I think this could be quite a significant match in their hopes for survival. If they don't win it, then they're running out of games. Aston Villa, they probably still need 1 victory to ensure Premier League survival mathematically, just as well as quite a number of clubs in a similar position to Villa. Burnley, well, they are fighting. You've got to give them credit. As I said earlier, who would have given them any chance of staying up? But they have managed to put some wins together. But I think all the problems are mounting up. And even today, there's a report saying that they stand to have to repay a loan of 65 million should they get relegated. It's a costly game on Saturday if it doesn't go right. Scoreline prediction, I think Villa are going to come out 2-1 win.
Yeah, so I feel like this is going to be another difficult game for Chelsea because Chelsea are on such bad form. Obviously, the last game against Everton we lost wasn't amazing. That draw against United, still we'd prefer to have a win against United, as we are sort of now battling for top 4 as Arsenal coming up, Tottenham are coming up. These next few games are crucial. However, I think this game against Wolves is going to be about a draw, probably a 1-1 match. Wolves are still a strong side, and so are Chelsea, but it's just our form is dropping at the moment, and there's a few players that are still playing decent, like, for example, Reece James. He's still on good form. He's still an amazing player, but you need the team to be on form, not just one player, because one player can't control a whole team. It's a team game. But in order for Chelsea to beat Wolves, every player needs chemistry between each player. And I've noticed Chelsea players passing to each other. It's terrible. Shooting wise, terrible. But I don't know. We'll just have to see how it goes. But I feel like it's going to be a 1-1 match.
Week 36, Crystal Palace v Watford. I think I'm going to go for, I don't know, probably home winning. I think it's one. I think Watford struggling. I mean, they're 12 points off staying up with 4 games to go. The goal difference is a lot worse. I think they're going to go. Palace have done, as I said before, I think Vieira's done a good job there. Turn over from Hodgson. They're mid-table-ish, and they'll probably finish about mid-table. I just think they'll win this game comfortably. Watford run out of chances. They've had plenty of chances to get themselves out of trouble, but they've messed it up. So I can see, obviously, Watford going there. Obviously trying to get something out of it because they have to, and I think they'll certainly score there. They need to. I mean, it wouldn't surprise if they did get a result, but I don't see it. I think Palace will be professional enough to make sure they finish the season on a high going to next season. So I can't see Watford getting anything out of it, which means that if they don't, then they're relegated, which they pretty much are anyway. So I'm going to go for the usual, no surprise, Palace home win. They went and beat Southampton in the last game away. It was a good win. I'm going to do Palace to win this one. I'm going to go for Palace 3, Watford 1.
So this week I've got Brighton versus Man United. Not really much you can probably say about this game. I mean, obviously last night Man U had a good win against Brentford. Brighton have been consistent recently, but overall Man United have been very poor. I don't think they've improved any really under this Ralph, and I think the new manager's got a hell of a job on his hands. I don't think I predicted too many draws over the season, but I do fancy this one to potentially a 1-1 draw.
Liverpool Tottenham, massive game this weekend for both teams. Liverpool obviously trying to eclipse Man City to win the league, and Spurs fighting for the top 4. It's a difficult one to call. I mean, Liverpool obviously a very, very strong team. Spurs been inconsistent. Just come off a decent win against Leicester, albeit not full strength Leicester, and they're not the power that they once were, but an encouraging performance nonetheless. In terms of this game, I think we're looking for a point. Anything more than that's a stretch, but I don't think that's out of the realms of possibility. Would need to look for Liverpool to not quite turn up, maybe make a mistake here or there, to gift us the chances to do that. But obviously we have the strength up top to put away any chances that do come their way. I personally think this may be a draw. I think it could be a scoring draw. I think there's goals in this one, but I think ultimately it's going to end in a stalemate, and I'm going to go for a 2-2.
Premier League predictions, week 36, Arsenal versus Leeds. Let me begin with Leeds first of all. They're at the relegation battle. They've got a tough few games coming up, playing big games. They need to finish these games off strong. I do think they will just survive, to be honest. I think they've got the squad to just survive the Premier League drop. So yeah, I think Leeds will finish off decent and they will stay in the Premier League. Now Arsenal, on the other hand, they are the other team that's fighting against Tottenham for top four, and I think Arsenal will go for this. They'll see that they can get 3 points here, but then again, you never know in the Premier League. However, just based on Arsenal's form and the way they are playing right now, I can see Arsenal winning this match 3-1.
Leicester Everton. Everton has just had a great win against Chelsea, but they're playing Leicester this week, which is a team that's more focused on Europe. But this don't mean Everton won't fancy a win. They'll probably try. They will try, but I think Leicester's going to win because I want to see Everton go down. I'm going to say 1-0.
Norwich versus West Ham, Premier League. Norwich are now relegated. West Ham are focused on Europe. Obviously, this game would be after it, so depending how they got on. But I think regardless if they win or lose, they're not going to play their first team. So it's a bit of a nothing game, really. So anything can happen. I think both defences will sort of not be as tight, and I think they'll both try and go for a goal. Norwich will concede, they always do. It all depends how many. West Ham have been very poor for the last few months in the Premier League. I'm going to say 2-2. Yeah, be a draw here. I think both managers will just say go for it. Nothing really matters. 2-2.
Alright guys, this is my prediction for week 36. I got a decent game this week. Manchester City versus Newcastle United. Newcastle United on very good form. Grabbed a couple of wins and draws. Been in good form under Eddie Howe. And I must apologise to Newcastle because I actually thought they were curtains when Eddie Howe got appointed. And yeah, like I said, been in very good form. Dragged themselves away from relegation zone. Been in very good form. Likewise, Brentford. Again, I will apologise to Brentford. Been in very good form. But it's not about Brentford here. Man City, been okay form. Beat Real Madrid in the week. Good form. Again, obviously lost to Liverpool in the FA Cup last week. But I do think this will be a formality for Man City. I think potentially we'll probably win 2-0. All depending on which team they put out, really. But I do expect them to beat Man City, whether it's full strength or not. So yeah, 2-0 Man City, I'm going to say.